There are some people in the world who are just like not trying to engage with this conversation in any kind of good faith. I think a lot of the time it's just because people don't know a young trans person, so there's just this like theoretical idea about this in their head.
In today's video, we're shedding light on J.K. Rowling's decision to not forgive Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson regarding their stance on transgender rights. Don't forget to subscribe to Stellar Fame and click on those notifications to stay updated. J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, is celebrated for her engaging stories and creativity. Her enchanting books have captivated millions around the world, inspiring a love for reading across generations. Daniel Radcliffe, known for playing Harry Potter in the films, has won over audiences with his likable portrayal and impressive talent. Beyond his role as a wizard, Radcliffe has taken on diverse roles, gaining praise for his commitment to acting. Emma Watson, famous for playing Hermione Granger, is a talented actress and dedicated advocate for gender equality and education. Her intelligence and commitment to social causes have made her a role model worldwide. Along with J.K. Rowling and Daniel Radcliffe, Watson is part of a memorable trio that has greatly influenced popular culture. But recently, J.K. Rowling has stated that she won't forgive Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson for a reason. She criticized celebrities who support movements aiming to erode women's rights. Rowling particularly took issue with those who endorsed the transitioning of minors. Her comments followed the release of the Cass report on gender treatment in the UK. The author, known for her advocacy in women's rights, called for those supporting gender transitioning in children to apologize to detransitioners and women in need of single-sex spaces. Rowling has been vocal in her opposition to allowing children to change their gender, while Radcliffe and Watson have been outspoken in their support of the trans community. This divide has become more pronounced following a review by leading pediatrician Dr. Hilary. The review found that teenagers in Britain have been permitted to change their genders based on what Dr. Cass described as remarkably weak evidence. In her report, Dr. Cass warned about the lack of high-quality research regarding the effects of puberty blockers and hormones on children. She also noted the exceptional toxicity in the debate surrounding this issue. After her report was published, many who had concerns about children transitioning felt vindicated, including comedy writer Graham Linehan, who faced losses due to his views. On X, formerly Twitter, Rowling called the report a watershed moment, emphasizing the tragic consequences of allowing children to transition. In response to someone suggesting that Radcliffe and Watson owe her a public apology, Rowling expressed doubt, stating, "Not safe, I'm afraid." She emphasized that celebrities who aligned with movements undermining women's rights and supported the transitioning of minors should redirect their apologies to detransitioners and women needing single-sex spaces. Following the report's release, Rowling expressed frustration on Twitter. She praised Dr. Hilary Cass's comprehensive review of medical evidence on transitioning children. She criticized those who dismissed concerns about proper checks and balances before children undergo life-altering procedures. Rowling condemned the demonization of whistleblowers and opponents as bigots. She warned against discrediting Cass's work, labeling it as malign and potentially harmful. Rowling expressed anger at the irreparable harm caused to children and criticized those who cheered on what now appears to be medical malpractice. She lamented the tragedy faced by detransitioners and emphasized the long-term consequences of the scandal. Despite the review being a watershed moment, Rowling saw it as a late revelation, bringing to light the suffering endured by countless individuals. Dr. Cass's report, commissioned almost 4 years ago, provided a set of recommendations aimed at revamping NHS transgender services. The goal is to enhance the quality of care children receive. As a reminder, if you're finding this video insightful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for even more celebrity news. Dr. Cass pointed out the lack of high-quality research on puberty blockers and hormones for children and recommended that NHS England start its own research program. She also suggested creating separate services for those wanting to detransition and a continuous care service for 17 to 25-year-olds to ensure no sudden care gaps. Additionally, she expressed concern about the polarized debate on transgender care, noting that it makes medical professionals reluctant to share their views openly. The report highlighted that young people who socially transition early are more likely to seek medical interventions. Dr. Cass emphasized the importance of supportive school environments and parental involvement in discussions about children's well-being. The report also criticized unregulated private clinics and noted that general practitioners are concerned about being pressured to prescribe hormones after private providers have already done so. During a 2023 roundtable with trans and non-binary children organized by the Trevor Project, Daniel Radcliffe criticized some adults' condescending attitudes toward gender transitioning in children. He attributed this skepticism to a lack of personal connection with young trans individuals and expressed a desire to understand why children should be trusted to determine their own identities, noting that some people may not engage in the conversation sincerely. He also indirectly addressed Rowling's stance on transgender issues, referencing her controversial tweets from 2020. Radcliffe expressed regret for any distress Rowling's comments may have caused to fans of the franchise who identify as young, queer, or transgender. He apologized to those who felt their experience with the Harry Potter series had been tarnished by Rowling's remarks. Emma Watson, renowned for her portrayal of Hermione Granger, has been vocal in support of the transgender community. She unequivocally affirmed their right to self-identification and urged respect and love for who they are. Similarly, Rupert Grint, known for his role as Ron Weasley, echoed Watson's stance, affirming the validity of transgender identities. Despite his admiration for J.K. Rowling, he didn't hesitate to voice his disagreement with her views, citing the importance of standing up for marginalized communities. Grint stressed the importance of speaking out, advocating for kindness and respect for everyone. Despite his limited experience, his actions were motivated by compassion and a responsibility to support those in need. The debate on transgender rights and treatment of minors is complex and emotional. With figures like J.K. Rowling, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint having varied views, it shows the wide range of opinions in society. Rowling's concerns about protecting women's rights and the well-being of detransitioners are important. The release of Dr. Hilary Cass's report highlights the need for thorough research and careful approaches to transgender healthcare for children. Rowling's demand for accountability and her frustration with insufficient checks in medical practices are justified by these findings. Radcliffe, Watson, and Grint advocate for the transgender community, valuing empathy, respect, and inclusivity. They actively support marginalized groups and affirm transgender identities. Radcliffe's apology for Rowling's remarks shows his empathy and responsibility toward affected fans. Amid varying opinions, it's essential to encourage constructive dialogue and understanding. Each perspective adds to the wider discussion on human rights, identity, and our responsibilities to each other. What are your thoughts on this complex issue? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and watch this one as well.